Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Terra Genesis, episode 18 with our Venus run. Things are looking pretty good. We're actually starting to see an end in sight here. Temperature's still good where it's at. Pressure at +3. We're trying to get to that 100,000 or so, so I've kind of let this run for a bit. We'll probably turn that down now. Oxygen ran away a little bit. Just must have been some way I set it up before I logged off. So we're lowering that, but that's not really going to affect us that much where it's at. Water, we're almost at 300,000. I got to go in 170 a minute. We're going to probably tweak that here. So let's start with the pressure. +3. I'd like to get that back to +1 like it was before. That's just a safe place to be. So if any of these can be shut off, it's at +3. You know what? None of these can be. Because +3 is not really going to do anything. The only thing I could do is do this and this. What's that put it at? +5, okay. Oh. +5. And then if I turn this on, it's going to be -1. Okay. So actually, let's leave it at +3 for now. Then we can put it to -1 once it gets over a little bit. Okay, so we'll leave pressure where it's at for now. And then that'll be over tomorrow when I go back to record again. But we'll put it to -1 and then we'll let it trickle backwards. Oxygen is fine where it's at. Water, I want to slow down now because it's getting a little crazy, right? So we're going to slow that down some. Which means we're going to turn on one of these ice launchers. That's actually going to do -10 pressure, so it's going to have to be balanced again anyways. So we'll turn that on. Pressure's going to go to -7. Oh, perfect. That actually works out. Because I go right to pressure here. So it's -7. Oh, so I'll actually have to... If it's -7, I'll have to upgrade this to get that to work. That'll be -1. I'm using up my Genesis points because why not? Oh, temperature's now -1. Atmosphere's thinning. Why? -13. What did I do? Oh, it was -10 already. So actually, I shouldn't have done that. Crap. I did this backwards. That's what I did. So disable and disable. There. Is the atmosphere still thinning? No. Okay. Now it's -1. Okay, we'll just leave it there. Oxygen's still -4. Water's now +50. That's a lot better. We're going to have to slow this down here soon. I've got geocisterns. Is that what I want? Yes, right? Yeah. So we're going to slow it down here in a bit. But 50's fine for now. Alright. Meanwhile, we got another culture point. That's going to put us at 90%, I think. 95%. So we need one more culture point to win. But we do need a population of 1 million. I don't know why I thought it was 750,000. 1 million population to get the next culture point, which we probably get it by a random event anyway, so I won't stress myself too much on it. As for this, planet's looking pretty good. If we go here to temp and life, you can see that the tidal enclave, as I was actually off camera, was upgraded to a level 10. So now we get 10 aquatic species to go with that. If we take a look at the biosphere and actually look at our species, you can see both of them are rampant, but that's perfectly fine because we're going to make our new organisms today. We're going to create a plant first, so we'll start with that. I think we'll go ahead and we'll pick a grass, I think. And we're going to go with a... We're actually going to try to go with a low metabolism. And that gives them a projected health of way too high. So let's go with low metabolism. Large. and something else. Flowering? That's a way too high for projected health. Now, we could tweak that, but that's way too high. You know what? Let's just do it. I can play with this a bit. I can do some conservation. We have the money to do it. Oh, it went right to threatened. Okay, good. We definitely got the money to do it. You can see these guys now being affected because of the grass. So we just got to find a balancing point that makes sense. You just got to kind of mess with the numbers, and you got to keep cycling out or it doesn't reset. So maybe it's finally bottomed out because of the... Nope, healthy 91, healthy 77. So that's pretty good. There's no conservation going on here. We could boost this a little bit. If we wanted to see higher than 77%, 91 and 128. So that's pretty good. We'll let both of these stay as is. We could probably... Oh, what's this? Fewer students are engaging with the sciences, more focused on them can make them rich, and infusion can help curtail a significant shift towards wealth. Nah. Okay, so... yeah, this looks good. These are 128 now, right? And we're minus 10, so I'm going to leave that. They're both pretty good. Those are really good numbers. So these are rampant right now. We're going to go ahead and come out with some algae here. Let's go with seaweed. Plus 10% to all tolerances. So they already have a pretty good tolerance. Let's make them low metabolism so they don't consume so much. They're going to probably be a lot of projected health too at first. We'll make them large so they offer a lot of support for our next species here. They got the 10% bonus of tolerance. What if we made them delicate? Would they survive? Yeah, it says they would. So let's confirm them. That actually gives us credits, which is great. And says they're going to overpopulate, so we can go ahead and do the same thing here. We'll drop them. Maybe 25%, see what that does for us. And we're just trying to do the balancing act. Overpopulated. These guys are going down to a healthy. Good. So we're getting someplace. It's going to consume the credits that they would give us, but like I said, we're pretty in the positive right now for credits, so I'm not... We got almost... What, $7 billion, so we're not going to burn through that anytime soon. At least not before we lose. Rampant, healthy, okay. Healthy. So these guys got to go down even more still. So even with the tolerance takeaway, they're still pretty rough. How do they look in terms of... Oh, will this tell me the projected health? I've never... No. So it says projected health 120. 75. Okay, so that was a lot. I want it to be higher than that. 81. If I can get it like in the 90s, that'd be great. Or higher. Okay, 138, that's not, so there's like some middle point here, that's the tipping block. So we'll put it in the middle, I guess, for that. 124. I'm okay with that, actually. The higher the better, because then they add a lot of support, right, for the next. So you don't want it to be too rampant. Usually, rampant's a little okay, but they'll consume a lot of the previous one, right, for support. Okay. Oh, well, they died because, and I'll tell you why they died, because I got a random event that killed them. Ain't that amazing? Stupid stuff like that sometimes. Like, they didn't even get a chance to take off. Oh, so I got to make them again. I sometimes hate when that happens because it's just a really dumb thing because they didn't even get it. Like, I was literally just sitting, everybody just watched me make them. I didn't even have a chance to. So now I got to go through and make them again. It's just dumb. And then I have to sit there and balance it again. I'm not going to balance it. We already know if it's the same, and it should be projected health 273. We already know that if we set this to 55, which I think is where I had it, that's where the healthy number is. Oh my God. Okay. So yeah, these organisms, if you guys aren't aware, for those of you watching this maybe for the first time or getting into the game, these organisms, they feed on the previous tier organisms, right? So the grass here, you know, is going to feed on this. This is why they're dropping, because they're being fed on. These guys are feeding on this. I use the term feeding loosely. Obviously, it's not what's happening. You know, the seaweed's not eating. Well, it kind of is. I use it loosely. It's a balanced ecosystem. So the previous tier supports the next tier. That's where you get the, 30% support and 100% birth rate, blah, blah, blah. It's to make sure that they're supporting, right? So that's why these guys are going from rampant down to a healthy, because they're being healthily consumed by the next one. You don't want to drive these guys extinct because it'll kill off the upper tiers, right? So if all the bacteria dies, then the plants die. If all the plants die, then the herbivores die. If all the herbivores die, then the carnivores die, right? Makes sense. Something you might have learned in grade school. So it's not, you got to just have this kind of equal balance here to actually make the ecosystem. And these here, you want to keep them healthy, right? But you kind of want to keep them at a higher number too. So these guys are a little low at 90%, but they're going to be okay because the herbivores are not going to eat these guys. The herbivores are going to eat the grass, okay? And the grass is going to eat these guys, essentially. That's kind of how it's working. So you do got to understand that these guys might eat these guys a little bit quicker if they're being eaten quicker. There's a couple of different factors that go into it. Their health is 90%. That's kind of low. I try to keep it higher in the hundreds because when I do go on to create the next levels here, when I do to create these next levels, if they're eating a lot of the one below it, then these can drop and such. You gotta kind of balance for that, right? Because when I go to make the herbivore, if the grass is at 90%, now it's going to drop down to 50%. And it's going to be endangered. So it's stuff like that, balancing. But these are all really good right now. Now you might be saying to yourself, "Oh, Sabouts, you can go down and make the herbivores here, the plant and the water-based," but you can't. You can't because the seaweed and the grass are still endangered. If I make these, they're going to be eaten faster than they can reproduce, and they're going to go extinct. It's very possible that they might hold out, but they probably won't. Either the herbivores will go extinct because there's not enough food, or the food will go extinct because it's being eaten too quickly, then the herbivores will go extinct. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. So, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and let these balance out to a nice healthy area. Let both of these offset. Once the ecosystem is balanced, then we'll make the next organism. You should always wait till your ecosystem is balanced, whether it's underwater or above ground or it's on land. Wait till your ecosystem is balanced before you start throwing all these creatures into it, okay? Wait till these guys are down to their healthy, sustainable levels. Wait till these guys are up to their healthy levels. Then introduce more creatures. If you throw creatures all on there at once, they're going to consume each other faster than they're reproducing, and you're going to get endangerment, and then you're going to get species dying off, especially if you get random events like I got. That's really dangerous. Like, for example, if I had a herbivore and a carnivore, and all of a sudden I get a random event that kills off the little bit of endangered plant life I have underwater, now my herbivores are going to die and my carnivores are going to die. I'm going to be rebuilding all three of these, then just rebuilding the one. I could take a minus 30% hit to seaweed that's healthy at 124%, but I can't take it to endangered seaweed. A new scientific conference is gaining popularity in auction. If we get the local government to endorse it and promote it, we could bring in worth of revenue. If we don't, we get a free culture point. Oh, well, there we go. We're going to leave it alone. Take the free culture point. Perfect. So you got our last culture point, right? Well, it said it could develop into a free culture point, so we don't know if it will. Oh, no, it says 1 culture point available. So we did get the last culture point to win. We're not going to do it now, though, because we want to make sure we actually have a planet before we do. So we'll wait till the planet's actually pretty good looking, and then we'll spend that culture point. Nice. So we've actually got our winning culture point. If you hang out long enough, you'll get enough culture points usually to push along. All right, running back through real quick. Temperature 0, pressure -1. I'm fine with this right now. Oxygen -4. We're going to taper this out more. I almost kind of wish this was going up a little bit. Let me see if I can do. And the water going up slowly. Let me see if I can mess with the pressure here. I wouldn't mind it going up 3 if it's balanceable. If it's not, then see, because I can't, right? I can't because I don't have a -4 anymore. I messed it up. The only thing I could do is build a new facility, which I could do real quickly. I just have to build one more sequestration plant. I go into it. I'm going to hurry it, confirm, just get it over with. That gives me a -4. Then I'll take this one and disable it. And now we should be at +3. No, +1. Okay, that's fine. All right. Perfect. That works. Everything else looking good. Wait, what is this? Yeah, this is fine. I could have a little bit more temperature. 287. I could have a little bit more. That's actually balanceable. If I was going to here and turn this cooling plant off. See, I've got these two canceling each other out actually, right? So now the heating cluster will actually get us a little bit more heat. We'll let that go up just a little bit. That'll balance that out. This is fine where it is. Oxygen is fine, and water is going up a lot for some reason. Oh, because of the global warming. Okay. Well, we might not increase the temperature too much. Oh, there's actually some stuff in the atmosphere too. Maybe we better not touch the water or the temperature. It's probably fine where it's at. I'm going to leave the temperature alone. I don't want to upset anything too much before I head off to bed here. Because I'm going to wake up to a planet that's going to be completely ruined or something, which happened in my Mars playthrough once. I woke up and I had solar flares and it heated up my planet and killed it. So I pretty much had to restart and then work my way back up to where I was to continue the series. But okay. Which I'm not doing here with Venus because it took way too long. So that we'll leave it that. Okay, perfect. So we're going to let the biosphere balance out a bit and then we'll be back. We're going to make some more organisms when we come back. And check on the planet. If there's any balancing we got to do, we're going to do it. Meanwhile, I'm going to jump into here real quick because I actually would like to upgrade. We don't need to upgrade the tidal enclave anymore because we already have enough of those. But we'll go ahead and upgrade these automated nurseries so we can get a couple other plants and animals going. Perfect. Like so. Alright, so with that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.